Hey there. So to finish off this incredibly busy weekend, I'm going to enjoy Mikkeller's Vanilla Sky. So this is an American IPA at 7% alcohol, and it's an IPA brewed with vanilla. And yikes, I'm really excited to give this a try because I like vanilla a lot. I usually drink a lot of the winter beers that have vanilla bourbon ales and things like that, or vanilla cask ales. So good. Very heavy winter beer. So I'm curious to see how this is going to turn out as an IPA with vanilla. So let's jump into this. It actually has some good ratings. And I was able to find it on Beer Advocate, on Rate Beer, and on Untapped as well, which is excellent. You should try it. Very IPA-y. Intense hops, but it's a nice, like, floral hops. Maybe a little citrusy. I'm trying hard to get vanilla out of this aroma, but, I mean, maybe just a little bit it's there. Just a tiny bit. So it's a little cloudy, pretty cloudy actually, but a nice, pale color. It reminds me a lot of a Hefeweizen, but let's get into flavor. Interesting. This is the Belgian ale, I do believe, meaning brewed in Belgium, or it might be German. Geez, I should figure that out. Yeah, product of Belgium. And I was curious when I was reading that it was an American IPA. I wanted to know if they were going to be, if they were going to use a lot of American ingredients and brew it to American standards. And I think that they have done so as far as hops aroma goes, and maybe a little bit for flavor. But this beer is overwhelmingly not an IPA. It doesn't have that hops punch that we expect from an American IPA. Now, that being said, it's 7% alcohol, so it falls in the American IPA range, which is 5.5 to 7.5%. The aroma was good. The color and the head, all of that. Actually, color, should it be cloudy? Yeah, unfiltered, can be cloudy. But the flavor really just doesn't back up an IPA in my mind, unless we're on the very mellow end of IPA, because IPA, the whole point of the genre really is a showcase for hops. I got a paper cup. Nonetheless, it should be hoppy, it should be dry, it should be bitter, and this I'm getting a lot more fruitiness. It has, that kind of grapey flavor that I get out of a lot of German styles of beers. And I always want to say a Hellsbock, but I don't even, or a Doppelbock. I don't even know if that's it so much either. Not a Pilsner. Munich Hells. Oh, gosh. Let me go look at Box real quick and see if that's the style of beer I'm thinking about. Maybach. Yeah, maybe. Doppelbock, who's in that category? Spot and Optimator. Yeah. It really, to me, has that kind of flavor that a Bock has. I always feel like Doppelbocks have like this background flavor of grape juice. It's almost like you're drinking grape juice. And that to me is very characteristic of that style, of that region. It probably has a lot to do with ingredients, but also with water. And I actually enjoy it. I think it's a very enjoyable flavoring beer. And actually, as a matter of fact, Doppelbock specifically says a moderately low fruity aspect to the aroma may be described as prune, plum, or grape. In the darker versions due to the reaction in the malt and boiling and aging. And so that kind of fruitiness that we're getting, I think, is more probably ingredients, but also brew style as far as how long they're cooking it, whether or not, they're doing a long bittering hops finish or whatever they might be doing. And so I feel like this is a very good beer. It's very drinkable. I would probably recommend it to my friends, but I wouldn't necessarily tell them that it's an IPA, one, and two, that it's vanilla, because I'm not really getting a lot of vanilla out of this. Now, vanilla can be very subtle, and so it would be an interesting match to an IPA, but also I feel like sometimes vanilla is very distinctive. It's very easy to identify that flavor. And can be overwhelming. It has that capability, and so certainly it's not here. I don't really get a lot of vanilla out of it, but maybe it just mellows out the top end of the IPA enough that I'm getting this kind of mediocre IPA flavor. That could be it. I don't know. Yeah, but the vanilla, I'm really not picking up. I'm not even getting it as an aftertaste or in my breath. Anyway, so my thoughts on this are kind of mixed. I think to style that the beer does not do very well. It doesn't measure up to the American IPA hop showcase standards that I'm looking for. And especially when compared to some stellar rated beers in this category. Overall, I feel the impression of this particular beer, it's a very good beer, it's very drinkable, and I like it, and I would recommend it to people. I would probably drink it again, given the opportunity. Put it on the list of IPAs I like. It's a very, very short list, so at least I can say, hey, no, there's IPAs that I like. But as far as it being to style, I don't think that it is. But I also think, having said that Mikkeller makes, I don't even know if it's pronounced that way, but they make very interesting beers. I mean, sometimes I feel like when you look at the art on here, like what is going on with this? I don't even know what this is. When you look at the art, it's confusing, and I think the beer is equally confusing. So, if that is the point, Mikkeller, you have succeeded. I am confused. So, have you tried Mikkeller? Vanilla Sky, I'm very curious to know if you've tried any other of the Mikkeller products, what your thoughts were about that. I remember thinking, like, this is a weird beer. This is definitely very Belgium. Like, Belgium beers have this very distinct flavor to them, and I can't even describe it better than that. And so I drink this, and I know that I'm drinking a Belgian ale as opposed to an American IPA. So, nonetheless, there it is. Share with me your opinion. I would like to hear it. I found this at Whole Foods because they always have interesting things there, and a couple of Mikkeller beers, which always rate pretty well, decently well, but I think it's because they're interesting and drinkable, and not necessarily because they're done to style. So I'd like to hear your opinion on that as well. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good night.